What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Thank you for stopping in. So it's been a little while since we've done an updated list for knives coming in under that $70 price point. So that is what we are going to do today. Before we get started, double check and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I would love to have you here. And before you head out, do me a huge favor, hit the thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it, everyone. It really helps get the video pushed out there so more people can check it out. Feel free to let me know what you are carrying in your pockets today down in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. So first off, we're going to kick this list off with the knife that kind of started this whole idea, and probably my favorite knife coming in under $70 at this current time, the Vostede Raccoon in the top liner lock edition. We're going to be getting 14C 28N steel, which is my favorite steel under this price point. We have a nice drop point blade with a coated finish. They're going to have a bunch of different versions of this, variations and versions. They have crossbar locks, the top liner locks, and they have standard plunge locks as well. We have anodized thumb studs, black micarta. We have a lower mounted deep carry clip that's been recessed along with the screws, and they offer left-hand carry options with the filler tab, which is a phenomenal job on their part. We have a lanyard hole, internal circular milling for weight relief, great mid-sized knife with an awesome blade shape. I look for them to do the sheep split blade in this as well at some point here coming up. But as this knife sits, this is one of my favorite knives of the entire year, especially in this price point. The Vostede Raccoon is a staple in their lineup. Now, this knife is going to be hitting way above its price point. This is the Trivisa Columba, and this is going to be coming in under $50 right now. I think it retails for under $50. We're getting a satin finished drop point blade, and it's going to be coming in 14C 28N. I don't know if we can pick it up there. 14C 28N. Nice full-size knife here, and we have a nice little swedge going to the tip. We have a cutout that's got like a gray DLC finish internally there, and then we have a flipper tab as well. So we have multiple opening options, good access to that liner with the chamfer and jimping, very easy to disengage, and then it has nice, smooth, controlled drop shut action. Very, very good. For $50, this thing is insane. We have some nice linen micarta here. We have a deep carry clip that's going to be reversible. A couple of things they need to work on, but for the price point, I think this is awesome. If they included a filler tab and they surface mounted these screws or recessed the screws, this thing would be just phenomenal. And a full-length backspacer, those were the only couple of tweaks I would have made to this knife. But as it sits right now at the $50 price point, this thing is worth all of that and a little bit more. Next up, we got the CJRB Bowie Pyrite. And even with the controversy surrounding RPM 9, I still think in the $40 to $60 range, which is where these are generally going to fall, right around $55 to $60, I think you're getting a solid deal. We have their new finish on their blades, which is like a satin sand wash, I believe they're calling it. We have the nice low Bowie profile, so it's going to be easy to get up on that tip and use it for detailed cuts. You'll be able to get right up behind this edge for more control. You have a fuller and dull thumb studs that you can use on both sides for deployment. We have these clean steel bolsters, and we have wood inlays on this version. This is my favorite version out of the group that came out with the Pyrites for the Bowies. Now, you cannot get a wood-handled inlay version and get the lefty option. You can only do right-hand option with this version here, but they do make other versions that offer the left-hand carry. So you'll have to pay attention to that. If you are a lefty or that's something you want, you'll have to make sure you're getting a variation that offers that. We have a lanyard hole back here, a couple of standoffs, and then some big triangular milling, deep well milling in there for weight relief. Like I said, guys, anything over 60 bucks, I'm not for the RPM 9 anymore. And even before this, RPM 9 was always a question in my head. I knew it performed decently for the price point, but I always had a question mark above RPM 9. You know, what is it really and how is it treated really? And we've had our questions answered recently, but I still think it holds good at the $40 to $60 price point. I wouldn't hesitate to get something like this in that price range. I don't think you'll have any issues whatsoever. So this next one up is going to be an easy shoe-in, at least for me. The new Concept Egress. This is going to be coming in 14C 28N steel. We have a black washed sheep's foot style of blade here, and we have a cutout and a front flipper for the deployment. Concept has been doing a phenomenal job over the last year or so, and they continue that trend. I look for them to really take over the reins in a lot of ways this year and continue into next year. Nice snappy detent on this thing. The reverse flick is absolutely money, and with that heavier blade, you get a nice controlled closing action. We have a couple different spots of jimping up along this blade for varying placements of the finger. We have a thinner handle here, which I actually prefer this in a lot of ways with this particular knife. It just gives you a lot better grip on the knife, a lot more control, and then they have a 50-50 area here where you can choke up right behind that edge and get a ton of control, and that allows you to get right up on that tip as well for a detailed cut. We also have a deep carry clip here. It's not going to be reversible on this particular model. They didn't recess the screws, but there is plenty of room in there to get this in and out of the pocket. I've worn this with Carhartt pants with thicker seams and had no issues. Now, if you wear much thicker seamed pants, you could run into some possible issues, but I don't foresee it being an issue in normal or everyday work clothing. And then we have a G10 backspacer with a hidden lanyard post. Great access to the liner with a chamfer, and these are going to come in under 60 bucks in 14C with a solid build. I think this is a no-brainer if you like the aesthetic. So I can't remember. I think this one came out either very late in 2023 or it did come out in 2024. You'll have to let me know down in the comments, but I believe it was 2024. This is the affordable or budget-ended Migon KX, and you are getting a lot for your money when it comes to this knife. These are going to be between 50 and 60 bucks. We're going to be getting a satin finished sheep's foot blade coming in 14C 28N steel. We have a cutout and a rear flipper tab for the deployment. Nice snappy detent. We have a finger choil here so we can get right up behind that edge for nice controlled cuts. Get right up on that tip for more precise cuts. Good micarta on this thing, and it is semi-contoured. It's not completely flat, so it's going to be very comfortable in the hand. We have a geared micarta backspacer as well as a titanium milled clip, guys, for right around under the $60 price point. This is a very unbeatable knife in my opinion for the build quality, the materials that you're getting. Migon, I think, runs the table between $50 and $60. There's nowhere else I would look other than Migon in that price point. There's just no way around it. You'll have to let me know if I'm wrong about that, but I think Migon runs the table in that $50 to $60 range. So they have new versions of this knife coming out all the time. Although the Sacra is not a 2024 model, they do come up with new variations of this knife, and it's a knife that really worked its way into my heart over the last couple of months. Now, you're going to be getting Böhler K110 on the steel. These are going to come in right around 70 bucks, but they have a bunch of different variations of this knife. You can get partially serrated, different styles of drop points within different drop points. And this one kind of has like a secondary point here. It's very, very subtle. It's not quite there, but it almost could be an old traditional Tanto style blade. It's right on the cusp. But they have a couple different variations of the Sacra, and you want to talk about an incredible crossbar locking knife that is ultra dependable and a true bug out killer in a sense. Ultra lightweight, going to fit in the hand very, very well, very comfortable. Great thumb studs, a great crossbar, and I've had a couple of these in to check out, 3 or 4, and they are extremely solid, extremely sharp out of the box, very ergonomic and comfortable. Grippy as all hell because of the texturing within the inlay here. And then we have a nice minimal deep carry clip that's been recessed. It is going to be reversible, and because of their taco integral frames here, it just makes them even more comfortable. I love the Sacra, and if you're looking for something a little different than, the normal mainstream stuff, I think the Sacra is an awesome model that should be checked out. They nail all the functionality things, the utility things, good sharpening choil, easy to carry, lightweight, ergonomic, sharp and slicey, dependable lock. They just nail everything, in my opinion. That'll wrap this one up, guys. You'll have to let me know what you think of the list. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. I always appreciate it, guys. If you're new here, we release videos just like this one every single day. Hit the subscribe button, ring the little bell. I would love to have you here. Otherwise, guys, I'll throw up a couple of new videos. Go check one of them out. Have an awesome day. Thank you for watching. I will catch you on the next one.